When it comes to holding terrorist and rogue regimes accountable, no one does it better than Nitzana Darshan-Leitner. She's an Israeli attorney who heads up the Shurat Hadin Israel Law Center. Nitzana and her team specialize in using court systems around the world to go on the legal offensive against Israel's enemies. This is very important, folks. It's cutting-edge work, and Nitzana joined us recently in Jerusalem to share her story. Take a look.
We started in Shurat Hadin in the beginning of the Intifada in the year of 2000, when the blood was spilled on the streets of Jerusalem, of Tel Aviv. And we thought that as lawyers, we can join the fight against terrorism by doing what lawyers do best, go after the pocketbooks of the terror organizations. We started bringing lawsuits against Hamas, Islamic Jihad, PLO, Palestine Authority, countries that support terrorism like Iran, Syria, North Korea. Later on against banks that provide financial services to terror organizations. We wanted to bring those who devastate the life of the terror victims to trial, to court, to impose liability on them and to get them to pay for the damages that we are responsible for. We are able to seize $600 million in terror assets, and we are able to collect, actually to get $300 million that went to the terror victims. The main focus today is to block Iranian funding, is to stop Iran from funding these terror organizations. And we're doing it by going after Iranian assets. We have judgments that we're holding against Iran. We just put a lien on the deal that Iran signed with Boeing to purchase 80 aircrafts for $17 billion. We come and say we have a judgment against Iran. We are entitled to the Iranian money or to the aircraft that eventually they will get. You may think that Iran doesn't care, that a lawsuit against them for hundreds of millions of dollars really not hurt them that much because they have billions of dollars in their budget. And in fact, they don't come to court and defend themselves during the trial. However, when we get a judgment and we go and enforce it against their assets, they immediately show up in court. They send lawyers, they get the government involved, they run a whole campaign to save their assets, showing you that they do care. When Israel's enemies realize that they cannot beat us militarily, despite the wars they launch against us and the horrific wave of terrorism they unleashed against us, they started to use a different type of weapon, a non-conventional one, a very devastating one. It's called BDS and lawfare. And they are trying to delegitimize the state of Israel, to isolate it, to put pressure on it, to boycott, to sanction it, to divest from it. The Palestinians or those who support them go and try to utilize the court system in order, again, to pressure Israel by filing frivolous lawsuits against Israel, against Israeli citizens, against IDF soldiers. So what we did in Shurat Hadin is went to the International Criminal Court and filed war crime complaints against the leaders of the Palestinian Authority, warning the Palestinians that if they come to the International Criminal Court, we will be waiting for them there. In the United States, there is a law called Anti-Terrorism Act that prohibits any American company to provide a platform, to provide material support, to provide any type of services to a designated terror organization. All the terror organizations are raising funds on the social media, are recruiting militants, they are inciting to kill and people come and join them. They spread their propaganda, they connect with each other, they're using Twitter and Facebook just to make connections among themselves and with others to come and join them. So we went and filed billions of dollars of lawsuits against Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube in the courts in the United States. Cases are not over, but we already see the social media changing their way, or at least declaring they're going to change. We just wrote a book, came out last month in the United States, called Harpoon. Harpoon was the secret unit in the intelligence services headed by the legendary Mossad director Meir Dagan that fought terror financing. They were going after the money that went to the terror organizations with one goal. They have one mission: follow the money, target the money, kill the money. They knew that money was the oxygen to the terror organizations, and they were determined to choke it off. The book just teaches you how to think out of the box, be creative, because if you want to fight these terrorists, you must think out of the box.
Folks, be sure to pick up Nitzana's new book, Harpoon. You can find it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. It is a must-read. Well, coming up after the break, we head from the courtroom to Capitol Hill to hear how Kufi is holding the enemies of Israel and America accountable in the halls of power. Stick around.